everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and today I have my first update for Pan That palette. I'm kind of excited about it. This is my first of my Pan That palettes for this year. I am doing Pan That palette with Dana and Dannie, as well as mini Pan That palette with Paula, both of which I will update you in this project. I also have a Pan That palette that is with the PANtastic Ladies Facebook group theme. And I have palettes, multiple palettes in Beauty A to Z Eyeshadow Edition. So that's going to be kind of like a Pan That palette with multiple palettes in it as well. I'm panning a lot of palettes this year. We're going to see how it goes. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. I did okay with eyeshadow last year, but I'm not painting my eyeshadows the same way this year. So I don't know. I'm not multitasking like I was last year. I mean, I will still multitask some, but it's going to be minimal because I'm really trying to pan all of my categories this year. So we'll just see how it goes. Let me start with my mini Pan That palette with Paula. I am going to have like Paula listed down below as well as Dana and Dannie. And I think there's been like tons of people that said they are working on Sultry this year with me. That's what my my Pan That palette is. I'm sure you saw it on the thumbnail or in the title. But a lot of people have said they're working on it, but not necessarily trying to pan it to completion. I think one or two maybe said they were thinking about it, but if you are definitely doing this palette this year, Sultry, let me know down below if you're on Instagram or YouTube. And if you're doing it on Instagram, put your username in case I am not following you, or if I am following you, I'm like following thousands and thousands of people, so I might not necessarily remember your name. Put it down there. I want people to be able to find you if you have decided to pan Sultry to completion this year. All right, let's get into the mini Pan That palette with Paula. I am going to show you where my Pacifica duo was at the intro. And this is where it is right now. Not a ton of usage. I've only used this white gold shade a few times, and same with this like purpley color. You can see I'd never used it before, but now it is definitely used. And I can't say that I love the purple in this. It is a very gray based purple, which is not my thing, so to speak. I much prefer like a pinky purple, and this isn't it. But it does help deepen up a crease in a purple look, which I kind of like. And I know some people have suggested putting it with black, like to smoke out a black. I am going to try that. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to keep working on it. There's like the miniest dip there. I don't know if it's even going to pick up on camera. I'm just glad that I used it because it's been sitting because it is not a preferred purple. So yeah, I would like to definitely make some major progress by the next update. This is in my Viewer's Choice monthly makeup basket. This was not on the Viewer's Choice poll, but this is one that I pulled in to focus on for this coming month. So I'm going to be using it a lot, an awful lot. So I'm hoping to, honestly, I'm hoping to have pan on that purple by the next update. That would be my goal for that one. All right, now on to Sultry, ABH Sultry with Dana and Dannie. I am going to put a picture up of where it was at my intro. And this is where I am right now. I actually have a pan right there. I am not surprised. I don't think anybody is going to be surprised that a matte cream has pan in it. These are super powdery. I will agree with everyone else that has said that ABH stuff is very powdery. This is the only ABH palette that I've ever had. And like I've used some of the her other stuff, but this is the only eyeshadow. So yeah, it's interesting. Let's go through this. So super pan there. I definitely think that is going to be done by the next update. This is another focus palette. This one was Viewer's Choice. As far as the palettes, it got something like 47% of the votes, and I had four palettes up there. this one won by a landslide. So definitely think that Fresh is going to be done by the next update. I would like to have Pan in Pearl. I have a tiny bit of usage, but nothing amazing. Steampunk, I really, really like this one a whole lot. I do like golds though. I am definitely a fan of golds, and it pulls really gold on me, and it looks good with reds like Bloom or like True Reds that I am working on in another palette. It looks gorgeous. Rose Quartz, I have the tiniest little dip right in there. That is another one that I am going to have a goal to hit pan on by the next update. It is going to be a focus shadow. So, yeah. Ember, I just want to get usage on it. I think I only used it once. I really enjoyed it a whole lot. If I remember correctly, I wore it with Rose Quartz and Birch. It was kind of an odd combination, but it kind of worked at the same time. It was not a day that I filmed. I was just kind of doing things with the family, and I enjoyed it. Bloom, I just want to get some working on that. I don't have a specific goal for that one, but I definitely will use that one because it's like the most colorful of everything in here. So yeah, that one's going to get used. And I have a red in another palette that I'm working on this year. So if I can get, even though this isn't a true red, if I can get some serious work on this, then it won't be a conflict later in the year. Birch, I absolutely love. I gravitate towards warmer shades. I think I'm going to set the goal to hit pan on Birch for the next update. I know it seems crazy that I want to hit pan on so many, but one, these pans are small. They are powdery. They're easy to use, but this is going to be a focus palette. So odds are I will use at least one of these shades every single day that I put on my makeup. Every single day. And I usually wear makeup 7 days a week. Sometimes it's only 6 if something's going on, but I wear makeup a lot. All right, moving on to Cinder. I don't have any specific plans on this. I just want to use it. I enjoy it, but yeah, I'm just gonna play around with it. It is not a focus shade. Twig. Hopefully you guys can see that crater right there in the corner. There is a huge, huge crater. I feel like I'm gonna hit pan on that any day now. I want this to have super major pan to where, yeah, it's just like half of it. I want half of that shadow gone. So major, major pan, half of the shadow gone, and I will be happy. Teak, again, I don't have any specific goals with this one. I just want to use it. I kind of want to play around with things and see what works with what, and see how that goes. Dystopian, I don't know if you can see, I definitely have a little dip right there. I will sometimes use this to set eyeliner or wet a liner brush and create eyeliner with it. So I think even though it won't get a ton of usage all around, I definitely think I can hit pan in that corner. Cyborg is the one that I am wearing today. Is the only one out of this palette that I'm actually wearing today. It is on my inner corners and then brought up into like the inner third of my eye today. And I love that shade, which is kind of crazy because I don't like silvers, but it's almost like a taupey kind of silver. So I'm like really enjoying this one a whole lot. I have a little dip right in there. I mainly use it on my inner corners, and I'm okay with using it for the entire year that way, because like I will blend it up into my lid. Pardon me. I want to hit pan in that corner if I possibly can. Slate, I'm kind of on the fence about. It is probably my least favorite shade in here because it does lean gray, but it is a taupey gray, so it's not as bad as some others that I have tried before. There's really no bad shades in here, if you ask me. I think of all of them, that one's going to be the biggest struggle for me because it is not a preferred shade, but I'm going to find a way to make it work, and we're just going to make the best of it. We're going to see how it goes, what it plays nice with, what it doesn't. If you have worked with these shades, tell me, what do you think pairs well in this palette with Slate? Because, yeah, it is not a color that I'm very well versed in, so it's gonna be a little trial and error for me on that particular shade. But I just want to work on it. I'm not going to set a specific goal on that one because, yeah, I'm just going to play around with it. And Noir, hopefully you can see, much like Dystopian, I have a little dip here in the corner, and I think I can hit pan on that by the next update. It's going to be tiny baby pan, and it's going to be very focused right there in that corner. Not a lot of disturbance on the rest of the pan, but I'm okay with that. It is extremely pigmented, but I like it. It's like a really good black. And I do use this to set my liner like I did today, but I also use it to deepen my crease. I don't have it in my crease today, but there are shades, especially when I'm doing purples and stuff like that. I will put a light layer of whatever color I want as my transition. I will take a really thin brush. Pardon me, my throat is so dry. I take this really thin brush from e.l.f. that I've had like a decade, and I just barely touch it in there, and I go right in like the hollow of my crease very gently and buff that out. I do not bring it up. I just keep it right in, like centralized in that crease, and then I go over it again with my transition shade, and almost makes my transition shade look like I've used an identical but darker shade right in the crease. And it works for me. I don't know if other people use it that way, but it really works well for me that way. And I've had a bunch of people ask in my intro how to incorporate blacks into my look, and that is one of the ways that I definitely do it. And I also use it, like I said, to smudge out my eyeliner, but sometimes I will smudge it a little bit higher just to give me a little bit more definition and deepen up that outer V area. That is predominantly how I use them. I have been known to actually do like a half black eye look, do something really like black out here, and then usually like a warmer, lighter tone, like a gold or something like that on the inner half, because black to me is definitely a cool tone, and it's hard to wear, but if I pair like cool tones or less preferred colors with something gold and it warms the look up for me, it just kind of, it makes me happy. I don't know. I can't do an all cool look usually, and this is one of the exceptions. Like the pinks and the purples are the exceptions for me, but like black, I would definitely pair with something like Steampunk. Pearl is a little too icy. Steampunk or Rose Quartz would be like a perfect pairing for me with Noir if those were the two shades that I was going to use all over, and then I would buff it out probably with like Twig or Birch, something like this or this right here, but very lightly, because you don't want to go too heavy when you got the blacks on. All right, I hope that explained how I use the blacks. Sorry, it was easier to explain in the video than it was to try to, you know, explain it out in a comment sometimes. So hopefully that explains how I use it. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I will try to address that like in my next update or another video where I have blacks in it, because beauty A to Z, I have another black shadow that's on the back burner right now. All right, I am going to wrap this up. Definitely go check out Paula, Dana, and Dannie. If you are panning either of these two palettes to completion, let me know down in the comments how to find you. I will check you out, and I will put you in my description box. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.